Retirement isn't about fading quietly into the sunset. It's a time of life where you get to kick up your heels and have the time of your life. Welcome back to Retired Life. I'm Retta.
I'm Lynn.
And we hope to inspire you to live your best retired life. So how can you bring adventure into your retired life instead of just puttering around the house or, watching TV all day or whatever it is that makes you bored? I say the first thing that you need to do is redefine adventure. Because face it, at this time of our lives, adventure means a whole lot different thing than it did when we were 20.
It doesn't have to be something really exotic either. You can start by exploring basically your own backyard. So the stuff that's in with just minutes of your own house that you've never discovered. And you've always thought, hey, maybe I want to discover that.
Now, true, we all do love exotic adventures too. Well, most of us do. I do know people who don't particularly love exotic adventures, but for myself, I'd love to go on a safari in Africa, but I don't have to do that to be adventurous. Have you ever had visitors come in from out of state or out of your area and they wanted to go see the sights that to you were less than impressive? Something that you drive by every day and, sometimes you think, well, someday I'd like to go see that. But it never really happens until you have an out-of-towner come into town and they're like, oh, I heard this great thing. I want to go see it. Right?
Yeah, and we've been there, done that.
And we've done that to people we visited out of state also. And they're like, yeah, whatever, I'll take you there. But it's not really all that exciting. It's not exciting to them because they drive by it every day. They've seen it. They've done it. But for us, it's an adventure because we've never done it. That's how you develop your sense of adventure. You don't let other people poo-poo you because it's not an exciting thing. Well, it doesn't always have to be exciting either. Adventure is just adventure.
So since retiring, I have taken up the hobby of making walking sticks. And along with that, I've taken up the hobby of drinking more beer. Okay, that may not be a hobby.
It is for you.
We also have purchased an RV, a travel trailer of 39 feet long, and that is now a hobby of ours. We like to travel in it. And it's a very expensive hobby. So
it is.
You may not want to start out with that much money in a hobby, but we did.
Lots of people don't consider hobbies or classes or groups or something like that as adventure, but I do because I'm doing something that I've never done before, or maybe something that I've always wanted to do. And when you're working 40 hours a week or more, as many of us did for many, many years, you didn't have time to go take classes. You didn't have time to go do yoga at the pool or, join a pinochle club or a bunko club or join a reading group or, hundreds of other things that I've always thought, gee, I'd like to do that. Well, now I am. One of the things that I love about Thousand Trails when we go in our new hobby RV is there's always a pool on site and I can go do water exercises and I absolutely love it. It keeps me in shape. I enjoy the activity, and once in a while they even have like yoga classes on site, but not very often.
My favorite part of that is she's gone. I can do whatever I want. No honey-do list.
Drink beer.
Oh yeah. Mostly work on my walking sticks. So.
And drink beer.
And drink beer.
And drink beer.
But, another thing that I have done since we've retired too is I have started going to my neighbors' houses when they get home from work because I don't have to work. So I'm too old to go out after I get off work, just before I retired. So now I go over to their place and we get to talk in the evenings. So when I was working, man, I come home, I was tired. I just wanted to sit down, kick my feet up, and maybe even take a nap. Now when they get home, I can go bug them, make them tired and laugh.
He has absolutely no consideration for people who are still working.
No. So right now we're in Palm Springs at 1,000 Trails. And here in just about 2 hours, there's going to be a little craft fair. So we're going to go up and check it out. You know, mingle with some people, maybe make some new friends. It's kind of what this is all about.
But even when you're at home and you're not traveling, there are all kinds of local events that you can go to, like your local farmers market. We have one in our area that up through like November, I think, because it starts getting really cold after that. We have a farmers market every Thursday, so we try to go hit that. You know, buy local. We see a lot of people down there that we know. There is usually food carts on hand, so we get to try some, you know, yummy new food that we don't have to cook ourselves. That's always fun. That's an adventure.
Yeah, because sometimes it's not good food.
Sometimes it's not, but
most of the time it is. Yes.
Don't forget your town's summer celebration, because it's a chance for you to get together with neighbors, maybe that you don't see every day, or maybe people you haven't seen in a long while. We frequently run into old high school friends that we haven't seen in years at our local event, and we just like to go and see what's happening in our community. That can sometimes be an adventure all its own. Just saying.
Most of them haven't changed, just saying.
We love you anyway.
Yeah. Just the way we wish you were.
Don't forget, you're now at the time of your life when you can hit up those events at the senior centers.
Yeah. Why are we laughing? That's really not funny.
It is kind of funny. Don't forget to set aside time for daydreaming and dreaming big. Your mind, especially at this age, needs time for relaxation. Just, you know, curl up in a hammock somewhere, close your eyes, and just let your mind wander.
Grab a book and go out and sit underneath a tree in your yard and read for an hour.
A book, says Lynn?
That was your line. You didn't say it, so I thought I would. I don't read books, just so you know.
They might have gathered that.
Yeah.
I love books. I can absolutely get lost in them. I find myself right in the middle of whatever action is going on in the book. So for me, that is an adventure.
Up until we got rid of the hammock, I would go out and take a nap in the middle of the day, you know, and just enjoy it with the dog, because if I was in the hammock, the dog had to be in the hammock also.
He's pretty good about letting his mind wander right into a nap.
It's a small mind. It wanders very easily.
Not much room to wander in there.
That's right. So you might want to say yes more often to invitations. Like last summer, our neighbor invited us over to watch a movie in his driveway on a big blow-up screen. And we basically sat on the city sidewalk. We had to get back that far from his house to watch the movie, but it was an invitation that we normally wouldn't get. So you might find out that you get invited to something and you really do enjoy it. Now, fortunately, most of my neighbors are good people, and normally if they invite us, we're gonna go. Now, we may have something else to do, and make sure you tell them that. We've already got something else, but please keep us in mind for the next adventure.
And especially if it's something that's out of your normal, you know, it's not something you would normally do every day, and you're thinking, oh, I don't really want to go do that. Just turn your mind around and say, I've never done it before. Sounds fun. Let's go.
Maybe even change your mindset a little bit. Maybe those stuffy people that you really don't like, or people like us that laugh too much. Try and be around people like yourself more that you will enjoy. But try and have as much fun as you can. If that's your style. If it's not your style, then do it anyway, right?
The last thing I want to say to you is to plan for fun. You can't just get up and expect that things are going to happen. Not every day anyway. Some days they do. But you really want to plan for fun. If you don't plan for it, how are you going to make it happen? So, every once in a while, plan an adventure. Buy a plane ticket. Pack your car and go on a trip. Drag your RV behind you and see a new part of the country. We are snowbirding for the first time this year, and just to be out of the cold of Oregon in the winter, to me, is a treasure. And I spent a couple of months planning this trip, probably more than a couple of months, but however long it took me, I planned it, put it together, and we are now enjoying the fruits of my labor and having the time of our lives. And now that you're retired, you have the time. Go do it. You don't need to restrict yourself to a weekend at the next town over. You can plan something exotic if you want to. You can plan several day trips. You can do whatever you want. You're retired.
Just enjoy what you do.
Every day. We hope we've inspired you today to get out and adventure and retire your boredom before it retires you.
So share your adventures with us in the comments below, or what you would like to do in the future, because we got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this.
Until next time, remember, it's always 5 o'clock.
When you're retired.